Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dev Radio, where Matt and we're bringing you cloud solution architects from all across Microsoft who are talking to us about some really cool topics. Today, I have David Hoerster. He is an expert especially from the developer side on Azure AD B2C and on identity development in general. And David, you, Matt and I have done plenty of videos on identity development, so we're big fans of the topic. We couldn't wait to get you on to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Great over here.
All right.
Yeah, so I just want to kind of give you the platform, talk about some of the stuff you've been doing, things you're interested in, and I've heard that you got a hands-on experience out there too that we'd also love to hear about.
Yeah, definitely. So thanks for bringing me back. It's always great to talk about Azure AD B2C, and I could probably talk about this stuff for hours, and it seems like some weeks I tend to do that. Um, really, if you've been following Azure AD B2C over the last, let's say, 6 months or something like that, it's been quite an evolving platform. So lots of new features have been coming out, and they've really been, quickly trying to enable the developer experience and trying to get the ability to, get that customer identity access management feature set out there faster, because as people are trying to get more of their applications out there for end consumers to be using, being able to wire that up to B2C faster is a key thing. So I can't remember what we talked about the last time, but being able to extend your user flows by integrating in RESTful APIs using API connectors, that's
Yeah.
available now. So that's a pretty powerful feature, and really one that we've been waiting for a while. So it's awesome that it's out there and it's really easy to use. Also being able to integrate your B2C tenant into things like log analytics, be able to and analyze how users are actually using your flows, which flows are succeeding, which ones are failing, and even where people are being challenged with MFA and things like that, and what the results of those are. And you'll be able to take that information in log analytics and be able to analyze it in things like Sentinel.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome too. And so just being able to integrate all these different features within Azure is amazing. And then even just layering in additional layers of security in your applications by being able to integrate in conditional access policies into your overall user flows for your users is pretty awesome. And so with all these new features coming out and just being able to keep track of all this stuff, being able to talk to customers about what's out there, what they can take advantage of, what they can start using today, it changes a lot. And so what I wanted to be able to do was to be able to maybe build kind of like a little mini hack of, hey, here's some experiences that a typical user might go through when they're getting started with B2C and they're trying to enable some basic user flow type of actions, whether it's sign in, sign up, some password reset, and profile editing features. And just being able to, how do I walk through this? How do I build this out? How do
Yeah.
I kind of like, teach my whole team how to work with B2C and be able to enable our applications to take advantage of that?
So, David, before
Yeah.
we walk through that, there may be some people watching this video who haven't seen any of your other content. And yeah, I know you throw around a term that we know, but flows. That's used to be for me when I'm introducing Azure AD B2C to a customer.
Yeah.
That's the thing that requires the most explanation, but then once they get it, they get it. So if you had to do an elevator pitch on what a flow is it something
Hmm.
that's set in stone? Is it customizable? You know, just a real quick elevator pitch on flows. I think that'll help out a lot when we walk through your mini hackathon you built.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm throwing around a lot of terms here. So yeah, thanks for keeping
No
me honest
worries.
here. So when a user wants to interact with Azure AD B2C, there's a number of different ways that user could interact with your website, which is really being backed by B2C from an identity perspective. You may want to allow users to sign up for your website, right? So they want to be able to create an account. They want to be able to log into your account or into your website with the account that they've created, and maybe they want to be able to sign in with not an account that your company is managing, but maybe they want to use their Gmail account or their LinkedIn or GitHub or Twitter account or something like that, some social type of account. They may want to reset their password or change their profile, like change their name or something along those lines. All those different types of interactions that a user has with your website that's identity related is really what I'm referring to as a user flow. And sometimes I use terms like user flow and user journey sort of interchangeably, but really it's those journeys that the user takes within your application to manage their identity. That's really what a user flow is. And really with B2C, there's two flavors of that journey. You can either have a user flow, and those are essentially out of the box, kind of pre-built, pre-canned for the most part, user flow or user journeys for
Like
those different.
90% of scenarios.
I'd say maybe 80 to 90%,
That's
but
still high.
yeah, it's still good. It captures the basics of what that user journey is going to encompass. So, what types of information do you want to collect from that user? You can customize, the look and feel of that experience. The background template. You can inject like CSS and JavaScript, so you may want to be able to customize what that experience looks like. And then also you can interact with RESTful APIs by using what are called API connectors. So just being able to call out to a RESTful API, maybe to validate some information that a user is providing when they sign up, like a loyalty number or maybe some invitation code. But then you can also, like during sign-in processes, you could also interact with conditional access policies. Am I considered a risky user? Am I coming into my site, into your site using a Tor browser or things along those lines that might seem a little risky? And so then as a result, because of CA policies, you want to force them to MFA. So just to make sure that they are who they say they are.
Yeah.
And so with user flows, that's like, you have a basic template that B2C provides. You kind of fill in a lot of the different blocks, check the different features that you want to enable, and that user flow is pretty much ready to go. So user flows are quick, they're easy, they're basically out of the box, and they cover that 80% kind of use case.
So you
The
build
other,
a little hack, right, that really lets you get hands-on with BTC and those flows, whether they're the built-in ones or the custom ones?
well, so that actually takes care of maybe both sides of the equation. So just real quick, the user flows are sort of the pre-canned side, but there are situations where that other 20% you want to take advantage of the flexibility of B2C, and that's where custom policies comes into play, and that's where you can really take complete control of that user journey, and you can inject in maybe other screens that you want the users to fill in, gathering additional information, presenting them maybe service terms and things like that you want to be able to provide. So given that, and given all the different capabilities that BC has, and the fact that there's new features that are coming on a regular basis, I built this little mini hack. Me and a few peers, Tim Sullivan, Nick Thomas, thank you. We put together a series of challenges with this mini hack that really takes you through both creating a couple different user flows, and then also creating a custom policy. And so by doing this, we actually can take advantage of a number of different Azure services as a part of this. So not just focusing completely on B2C, even though that's really the cornerstone of everything that you're working within, but you could take advantage of with the different challenges. And I think there's 12 challenges that we ended up building. A number of the challenges really focus on, let's set up our B2C tenant, let's make sure we're ready to start building user flows or custom policies. But then we start branching out in other challenges to integrate in with external IDPs like GitHub or Gmail or some other type of social identity provider that you want to be able to log in with. Being able to call out to other RESTful APIs. Be able to use the Graph API to manage your B2C tenant. Being able to take advantage of conditional access policies to kind of challenge that user if they look a little bit risky. Even using things like App Insights to keep track of what's happening inside of your user or your custom policies. as the user, kind of goes through that journey. Maybe you can use that also to debug along the way in case something goes wrong. And the last challenge is, honestly, it's one of my favorite ones, is really enabling your B2C tenant to export its logs, all of the sign-in logs and the audit logs, to Log Analytics, and then taking advantage of workbooks within Log Analytics to really dive into the just all the different metrics that are being collected and being able to see what's really happening inside your B2C tenant. So it's really interesting to be able to not just focus on B2C, but then starting to piece together all these other different little pieces within Azure, and just like Lego blocks, start snapping them together and really building out a full-fledged solution. So the cool thing too with building this and kind of structuring this hack, we kind of thought, well, 12 challenges, that could be quite a bit. Maybe our customers only want to focus on user flows, or maybe they just want to focus on custom policies, or maybe they want to do it all. So we actually have kind of mini hacks within the mini hack, so that you could focus on just user flows, or you could focus just on custom policies. And so we kind of broke the challenges down, where you'd have to do the first couple challenges just to set the stage. But then you could follow a user flows path that takes advantage of a number of different features. You could follow a custom policies path if you wanted to take advantage of their policies or those features. And then you can bring it all back together by using Graph API and the monitoring aspect to kind of, whether you're doing user flows or custom policies or both. So we tried to make the hack a little flexible and customize it based on the needs of your team. So it was a lot of fun putting it together, but it really, highlights just the capabilities that B2C really provides.
Well, David, that's awesome, and I'm glad.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like it was a lot of fun to build. We put a link to that in the description box. I know there's a little prompt that said that a little bit earlier, but in the description box we have a link to that What the Hack challenge. It's open source, so if you want to take it and try to do it on your own, if you want to teach it to your team, you're more than welcome to. If you want someone to come help you run a What the Hack at your organization, just talk to your Microsoft account team. Definitely get somebody down there to help you run this hackathon and learn a lot about Azure AD B2C development. So David, again, wonderful having you on. We in just 10 short minutes, you gave us a lot of information. That's always the best sessions.
Hey, thanks. Yeah, I can keep going if you want me to, but no, I think this is probably a little overload, right? Again
and again. Maybe get some demo videos up on the channel. We always try to convince everybody to do that. That's the fun part. So again, everybody, we will see you next time, where we'll continue to have cloud solution architects come in, tell you some of the amazing things, some of the hero stories that's going on the Azure platform. We'll see you all next time.